It is time to put sparkling wine in the spotlight. Those bubbles in our region continue to gain momentum as world-class wines.
Yeah, and you can taste more than 50 different varieties of Oregon's top traditional method sparkling wines a little later this summer at the first ever Method Oregon Grand Tasting. Joining us on the couch to talk all about it, one of our featured winemakers at this inaugural tasting, Jean Feldkamp from Corollary Wines is here. Good morning.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Great
Thanks
to have
for
you
being here.
Yeah.
I love that, you know, sparkling wine, Oregon sparkling wine is really kind of getting to take the main stage now like this because it has been on quite the come up the last few years.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the category has really been growing. People are really excited about sparkling, and we just have some of the best traditional method sparkling wine in the world coming out of our region.
Yes, and that's not just us saying that. Corollary and RMS, like these are bottles of wine that were named among the best in the world this year.
Not just as sparkling wines, too, right? They were named as best wines.
Wine across the board.
So, pretty impressive accolades here.
Yeah.
So it seems like it makes sense to create this grand tasting event. What can people expect with it?
So it's an all-day event. There are 2 tickets. So there's kind of one that gives you an all-access pass. So we're starting the day with a panel with some of the pioneers and innovators from Oregon Sparkling Wine, going to be moderated by Julia Coney, who's amazing. And then we're going to do a beautiful lunch by the Domaine Willamette culinary team with some sparkling pairings. And people will be able to mingle with the winemakers all day. And then we'll do a VIP tasting hour and the grand tasting in the afternoon.
Oh my gosh, it's fantastic. So it's all coming up at the end of July. You have time to mark your calendars and get tickets and everything. And you have a little time to learn about traditional sparkling method. I think sometimes people wonder what's the difference between this and champagne. And it kind of comes down to the labeling, right?
Yeah, so Champagne is from the Champagne region of France, but traditional method sparkling wine is made in the exact same way that Champagne is made. So essentially, it's a second fermentation inside every individual bottle is what defines traditional method. And so all the wines at the event are made that way. It's a longer, slower process, but it just gives you layers of flavor and depth and complexity that you kind of can't get any other way.
Yeah. So it really is, it's the same, but you just can't call it champagne legally because champagne is grown in Champagne, France.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, but gosh, you have all the world-class quality you need right here in Oregon, and you get those just like wonderful, soft, little velvety bubbles. It really is, it's like such a party, every little sip.
It's the best.
Yeah.
I love it.
You know, it's funny, I was just having this conversation with my mom over the weekend. She was talking about how, yeah, you know, we just don't really ever drink sparkling wine, we don't think about it. And I think that attitude is changing, right? It used to be that people would only want to save sparkling for like a special occasion.
I was going to say a celebration, but it is changing where it's like, you know what, I'll have that with dinner.
Yeah.
Oh, it's such a great food wine. Sparkling pairs with just about anything you can think of. So I love to pair sparkling with like fried chicken, something a little fatty, greasy, and salty.
Yeah.
The burgers.
I was going to say, bubbles and burgers, let's go.
Smash burger for hamburger day.
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole sort of range of styles of traditional method sparkling. So you can, you get these like delicate, beautiful, ethereal wines, but you also have wines with more body and texture, and then rosés with more sort of tannin that drink a little more like a Pinot. So there's kind of a whole range of things, and people can try that at the event.
Yeah, so with that said, I mean, again, more than 50 different wines going to be there. I want to dive into yours. What are you bringing to the table here?
Oh, thanks. So today I brought our 2021 Cuvée 1. It's a blend from 5 different vineyards that we work with, all vineyards that we selected to be specifically great for producing sparkling wine. So just really showcasing all the great things that we love about Willamette Valley sparkling, the freshness, the brightness, the acidity, the fruit. So, kind of, just a snapshot
Flavor
of vintage.
bomb.
Totally.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think that's something that might surprise folks too, is you can have sparkling wines from a variety of different grapes, right? It's not just any one particular, it's not always white wine, you know?
Correct. Yeah, so white wines, rosés, there are 7 traditional grapes that go into Champagne, but I mean, you can make traditional method sparkling wine with whatever grape you want, as long as you do the second fermentation in the bottle.
Why have we seen this come up in bubbles in our neck of the woods? Because, we talk about the Willamette Valley and the Pacific Northwest, Pinot Noir has ruled the day for so long, and that's great. But Chardonnay and sparkling wine really coming up and having its moment. Why is that?
Well, so Pinot Noir and Chardonnay are the 2 primary grapes that traditionally go into sparkling wine. We obviously grow amazing Pinot and Chard here. Great cool climate, and so that was kind of piece number 1. There also has been some sort of technological evolution in the industry. So there's a company called Radiant Sparkling Wine, started by a guy named Andrew Davis. He essentially, he purchased the equipment that we all need for riddling and disgorging, and we can now share this equipment. So it enabled a lot of wineries to get into sparkling wine, whereas before you had to buy the equipment yourself. So
it would have been an expensive endeavor before.
Right.
Very much.
In addition to being time consuming, really costly. So with this really kind of coming into its own here in the Willamette Valley, I mean, for example, Corollary is entirely a sparkling house, right? You're all in on just sparkling wines.
Yep, that's right.
Where do you see this part of the industry heading in the years to come?
I see a lot of growth. I mean, the wines coming out of Oregon are just so good right now, and everybody is really collaborating and sharing knowledge, and we're all learning from each other. And so I think, we're only going to be getting better in terms of the wines that we're producing, but there's just so much exploration to be done still. We've done a lot of exploration in terms of Pinot Noir. Like, we really understand Oregon Pinot Noir at this point, and sparkling, we're really at the beginning of that curve. And so it's exciting to, be part of it and to bring people into it and get them excited.
Well, yeah, if we're calling this the rookie year for sparkling wines, the future is looking good.
Oh, yeah.
The future is looking real good. Great to have you here.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy the event. Again, tickets still available?
Yes, they're going fast, but we have a few of the all access passes still available, and I hope to see you there.
Yeah, sounds
Excellent. Yeah, that all access pass for $250 gets you all access to all the fun at the inaugural Grand Tasting Method event here. Of course, you can learn more at Method Oregon on Instagram, and you can find all the info you need to get your tickets today on coin.com.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to a fun inaugural tasting.
Tomorrow on AM Extra.